So far you've seen all the nice tools that Visual Studio 2012 has, and you can do quite a bit with the designers in Visual Studio 2012 for SharePoint. But every once in a while there might be something that's already been created that you may just want to go ahead and reverse engineer, and Visual Studio supports reverse engineering as well. What you can do is you can create something in the browser or SharePoint Designer, and then once you're done with that, you can just save that site as a template, and then once you save it as a template, you can just import it into Visual Studio. So that's kind of important because a lot of times you may not have all developers working on a project. You might have some power users that are working on something for you, and you don't want to just not let them use SharePoint Designer. So maybe even have some branding going on, so you have some user experience people using SharePoint Designer, and it's nice to let them just use the tools that they're comfortable with, and then let them work on just a development site where they're using those tools, and then you can go in, and the things that they've created you can reverse engineer and put into a real Visual Studio solution or a SharePoint solution package, so they can then be deployed to all the servers in your farm. Because the downfall if you just do things in the browser is that it's hard to repeat if you need to go from one environment to another. So go from development to QA or staging and to production. But this way it gives you the best of both worlds. So right now let's take a look at how we do reverse engineering with SharePoint in Visual Studio 2012. So I'm going to open up my SharePoint site, and I'm going to go to Site Settings and Site Columns. There's a custom column that I've created in this site already, and it's under the category of My Columns, and it's called Favorite Color. So I'm going to assume that I myself or somebody created this through the browser, but now I want to make it so it's deployable from one environment to another. So I want to take this artifact that's just in the content database now, and I want to put it in a Visual Studio solution. So you can see here it's just a choice color, has some choices. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Site Settings, and I'm going to save this site as a template, and I'll just call it Reverse Engineering. And we'll give the template the same name. And sure, I'll include content. And I'll click OK. So that's going to save that as a template, and it's going to put it inside the solution gallery in my site. So as soon as this is done, we'll go take a look at that. Okay, it looks like it was done. So now let's go to the solution gallery. Here's our template. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to save it. It's a WSP, so I'll just save it to the desktop. Close the browser. Then I'm going to add a new item. Actually, I take that back. It's not an item. I'm going to add a new project. So I'm going to add a new project, and it's going to be import solution. So this is a project. It's going to create a solution based on an existing SharePoint 2013 solution package file, which is what we just did. We just imported it. So I'll say OK. We'll deploy it as a farm solution. Now we just need to browse to that WSP file that we saved, and we saved it on the desktop. Here it is, reverse engineering. Click Next. So it's creating the project for us, and it's parsing that WSP file and figuring out all the items that are available to be imported into the project. Okay, it's imported everything, or it's parsed everything. So now I'm going to uncheck. I'm going to hit Control A. And I don't want to import everything, so I'm going to hit Control A to select everything, and I press space so I can have everything unselected. And then what I want to do is I want to go down to just the field that I care about, which is this favorite color field. That's the only thing I want to import right now, just for this demo. And it completed. And so you can see I have a field now, and it has everything that was in the solution package. It's put it in my package in a new solution package, but this one is more targeted. It only has what I need. I didn't need everything in the site. So this is a nice way to work with your designers and power users, so they can do some things. They can create some things in the browser, and then you can just reverse engineer it. And so you can see here, this is nice, clean, creates a nice clean field elements file for me, field element, elements.xml, and it's already, go back to Solution Explorer, it's already wrapped it up into a feature, so it's all ready to go. It's already put it in a solution package. So this is all ready to go. In fact, it even included the resources file for the text for the field, for the choices.